neighborhood character. And I think that's what we've done over the years.
Make your dream home a reality and call Aspen Builders at 423-6811. Online at aspenbuildersinc.com. Your home is waiting at Aspen Builders.
1 in 3 adults has prediabetes. 1 in 3. That means it could be you, your football buddy, your football buddy, or you, your best man, your worst man, you, your dog walker, your cat jogger. While 1 in 3 adults has prediabetes, with early diagnosis, prediabetes can be reversed. Take the risk test at doihaveprediabetes.org. That's doihaveprediabetes.org.
Wait, did they just say 1 in 3 adults has prediabetes? That's 33.33333% of adults. That means it could be me, my boss, or my boss's boss, or me, my favorite sister, or my other sister. That's 7 members of my 21-person romantic book club. Wait, the 1 in 3 could be me, my karaoke partner Carol, or my karaoke enemy Jeff. I'm going to take the risk test at doihaveprediabetes.org.
Brought to you by the Ad Council and its Prediabetes Awareness Partners.
This is Lincoln's home for sports talk on the FM dial. Also online at theticketfm.com.
On the internet.
KNTK FM Firth, 93.7 The Ticket. This is Bigger Than the Score with Peter Ferguson on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
All right, welcome to 93.7 The Ticket, Bigger Than the Score. This is Peter Ferguson BHS LLC, and joined as always on the ones and twos with Harrison doing his thing. And today is the day. I have to go ahead and get that out of the way right off the bat. You had 2 Bears fans in here earlier. Jay spoke some blasphemy about the Bears winning, and so it is the Cowboys versus the Bears later this afternoon, and that's headlining things. It is the 29th meeting of those 2 franchises. So with that being said, good morning, Harrison. How you doing?
Good morning. Let's set the stage for what's important for me this afternoon here. Yeah, I mean, it's weird. We have Pete. I can never explain it. I can understand you guys a little bit, but for some reason, we probably have 2 of the most disliked franchises in football. People really like kicking the Bears when they're down, but today it's shown me something. The Cowboys are even worse because everyone's hopping on the Bears side today.
I know
the Cowboys,
and I've heard. And I mean, station representatives, and so we're going to introduce. We've got some people here in the house, and I got to thank Mike Smith for the gift. But he brought me. Now it's a daddy hat, but if you know on the side. And so I try to put this on over the thing, but I'll put it on during the break. And then we got Rafa here in studio. So I just had to get that out of the way. Not for betting any purposes. So I won't put what the line is, but this could be a make or break, I think, for both teams. I want to say more so for the Cowboys. But with that said, my daughter came home this weekend. She's disappointed. I mean, always made me proud. I just said she's disappointed me, but always made me proud. She had on a Chiefs.
Chiefs?
No, she's got a job in Kansas City, and for some reason they think she can go ahead and turn the tide. So, Jaden, if you're listening, I'm proud of you. I love you, but we got to go ahead and do some deprogramming when you come across the state lines.
Oh, she's wise. She's making her own decisions in life, and well, I won't tell her what to do, but I think that might be a better look.
I tried to do that with Mr. Howard Ferguson, my dad, and that didn't go very well. So that being said, also just a quick shout out, happy birthday to Jarrell Roach. He's been on the station before. He is turning, I believe, 42 today. I know he's putting out that years, and people are like, why you put out people's ages? And it's always, when you can make that run around the sun and get there. I think the celebration is indeed in order. Good friend, a person who's doing the mission, doing the work. And so, again, really, really appreciate that. But want to get kind of straight to it today. We've got individuals in-house today, as I said before. And so we've got Mike Smith and we've got Rafa Ahmed, and both of them have been in the space before. And you're going to see some more of Mike. He might tell you a little bit about that a little bit more in the last segment. But, I like Bigger Than the Score because, one of the taglines I should say, because every play has a purpose, and there's a purpose that you two are individuals that I have the utmost respect for, enjoy. I got the opportunity yesterday to go out golfing with David Honans, who has been on, but is one of the directors of the PGA. His son, Carter, who is a phenomenal state championship golfer at Lincoln East. And then Michael Alvarez is one of my good friends who listens all the time. And I will say Carter got an education from Mike. and so I'm going to start off with this quick question before you kind of give a brief intro of who you are. If you could have somebody caddy for you, you could have anybody caddy for you at golf. And I'm not good at golf. People are like, oh, dude, he went golfing. Look at him. He's da-da-da. No, I parred the last hole. I hit the fairway, I think, on about 13, 14 of the holes. And this is the deal. I tee off with a 3-wood.
Did you break 100?
We're not going to have conversations. 100 is just a number.
It's a number.
It's just a number out there. You go out for the enjoyment and the goodness of people. Okay, Mike, you're getting personal.
My bad.
Answer the question.
My bad.
Okay, so before you tell us about this will tell us a little bit about you. Who would you have as your caddy?
Like a golf figure?
It could be anybody. No, just anybody in general. I
think I'd take a golf figure. I would take the character that Kevin Costner played in Tin Cup. Do you remember the movie Tin Cup?
Okay.
No, I'm struggling there.
Really?
He's
I'm one of the worst
He's a
pop
young
culture
buck.
guys.
He only knows.
I'm 42. How old are you?
26.
No, there's no way he knows what Tin Cup is. You need to watch Tin Cup. Link it to the episode. Yes, Tin Cup. That's who I would take. Yeah. You got to watch it. He's like there's this like infamous hole where he plays the whole thing with like a shovel. Yeah, he like plays around with a shovel and like beats these guys, and it's like great. But anyway, Tin Cup. Okay. He would help me. I think I would get in a lot of situations on the golf course that he would prepare me for and help me figure out how to get around. I'm terrible at golf.
Oh, it's not a good thing for me.
But I'm very fortunate that I have one of the most legendary golf stories of all time. And I won't golf again. I don't golf period because I have like the story. I got invited to play at a celebrity charity golf event, and it was one of those if you make a long putt contest, you win. And so it was like in the X Games, so there's all these like action sports figures there and all these like famous folks, and Ricky Fowler was there, and you have to make a 30-foot putt, and if you make that, you qualify to make a 65-foot putt, and if you make that on your first try, you win $10,000. And so I walked up and sunk the 30-foot putt, and the guy runs up with a camera and was like, "How did you do that?" And I was like, "Oh, putt dates with my wife are paying off." I was like, "I don't know." And then a guy runs, or everybody makes, whoever makes it. We get in line for the 65-foot putt, and 10 of us made it. And Ricky Fowler went up and tried to make the putt first, and he missed it, and he came and stood right beside me. And when I wrote my name down, I didn't write down Mike Smith. I wrote down the Bay. So the money that I made would go to the Bay.
Right.
So he's like, missed the putt, stands by me. And I was like, "Hey dude, I have this thing back in Nebraska. It's the Bay. This is what it is. If I make this putt, I'm going to donate this money like as fast as I could." I told him what it was. And he was like, "Hey, don't aim for the hole. Like aim over here, 'cause it breaks 3 times and it's downhill." And so he goes, "Just look at the GoPro," and he goes on the ground over there and he goes, "Just tap it. Like just tap it." And so we went back and forth with some Happy Gilmore like quotes. And I was like, me and Ricky Fowler just became best friends. Wow. You know what I mean? And so I walked up and literally was like, "Ricky said, tap it." And I looked at this GoPro, tapped the golf ball. It broke 3 times, went 65 feet, and dropped in the bottom of the cup. And the foundation that we were playing golf for matched it. So we donated $20,000 to the Bay. And that's how we got out of the mall and into the warehouse they were at, was that stupid golf putt. But if you Google or go on YouTube and type in Mike Smith putt, you can see the like putt and like Fowler's in the background of it. But it's a hilarious spectacle for sure. But yeah, I won't golf again. So won't touch a golf course.
See, right there, Rafa's like, okay, how do I match this story or whatever else? We took you golfing, but Rafa, who would you have caddy for you?
Well, this sounds really Latin to me. I have no idea what the word caddy means. So if I could get a definition on that.
That's great.
There you go.
That's
there you
great.
go. So the person who would carry the bag, give you advice, kind of like the Ricky Fowler for him that gave him the advice on how to read the putt.
Oh, I know. I would do my friend Macy Anderson. Shout out to you. She plays golf for North Star, and I know nothing about golf. I'm so bad at it, but I mean, she's good enough to play for North Star, so I'd probably just pick her and get talk and chat the whole time. So.
Oh, I love that. Love that. Well, hey, we've got you in studio both, and Mike told us a little bit about himself. Rafa, tell us a little bit just about your journey. How we always, and we have obviously a connect, but love to hear a little bit more about you.
Yeah, well, my name is Rafa Ahmed. I am a senior at North Star. My purpose is to help others in any way that I can to incite positive change in their lives and mine. And Well, I moved to America in 2009. I'm originally from Sudan ethnically, but I was born in Dubai. And so I credit a lot of who I am to my parents and their, risk and their, I guess, sacrifice of moving to America for me and my siblings. And so, yeah, I think that I'm just a very much server. I like to help other people and I like to make sure that I'm being the best for my parents and for everybody who has sacrificed, things for me. So.
Well, and Rafa is one of the most, modest and humble people that I know. And Mike has seen Rafa and interacted in the past, but Rafa will be one of the finalists being honored and recognized this Wednesday at the Inspire Women's event hosted by the Journal Star. Rafa is up for the Women of the Year as a senior in high school, and then also Young Leaders Award for both. She's a finalist in both, and the experience and the event was started 11 years ago by Ava Thomas. I have to give her credit. The Journal Star. Katie has been very involved, and it just to honor women in business, government, philanthropy. Over 300 women have been recognized and honored since its inception. And then one of the great things is the Union Bank and Trust has given over $50,000 in scholarships to local high school scholars to kind of pursue not only education, but also whether it be, I know Zainab Fuan has received it as a young leader, as a young entrepreneur award. And so, as I think about you being in this space, talk a little bit just about what that feels like to be in that space and be recognized.
Yeah, well, I mean, I'm obviously so grateful, and it's just so mind-boggling to see that, little old me is going to be there at Pinnacle Bakery on Wednesday. But honestly, it's just I think that a lot of the things I do in life are not just for me. Like, obviously, I'm super proud of myself. I'll give myself a pat on the back for that. I think it's pretty great. But also, whenever I talk to my friends about this, or whenever I talk to my family or my younger siblings, it's kind of I'm doing this for me, but I'm doing this for you guys too. I like to imagine that some girl who looks like me is hopefully going to see me, being a finalist or see me there. And it's kind of that could be me someday, because I didn't really have a lot of people who I could look up to like that. And, when I was younger. So I just hope to be a figure that others can look up to, even if you are, older than me in any way, or if you just resonate with me. I think that hopefully you can see yourself in my shoes, and anything I can do, you can do, and you can do it better. So.
Well, Mike, as you've had connection with Rafa, some of your thoughts and just anything you want to ask her.
Well, I immediately go to every generation gets such a bad rap. Like the next younger generation, we just do it. Oh, I saw this Instagram thing that was talking about younger generations and how, they're lazy, they're this, they're that. And Gen Z is getting dunked on all the time right now. It's it's happening in
for not knowing about Tin Cup.
Exactly. Yeah. Come on, dude. Come on. Yeah. It's VHS tape. You're going to have to watch it on VHS.
We did have Don. He said, you don't even need to read this on air, but he gave me about 2 paragraphs trying to sell me on Tin Cup. So I am missing something.
I'm telling you, somebody else out there is, I promise you. But what an impressive resume and what an impressive human. And you're also fun and funny and down to earth and all of those things. And so I'm just very impressive. And I think it's one of those shining examples of don't ever discredit the youth. There's awesome kids out there doing awesome things, not just raising the bar, but setting the bar is what you're trying to do. You're not just trying to raise it. You're trying to set the standard, which is wonderful. And so, I just say shout out and kudos. It's awesome and well-deserved.
So Mike talked about having fun. I got a question for you. What do you spend too much time doing right now? I think sometimes we get in this space, and obviously you're accomplished and you're in this space, but you're like, okay, man, this is my hidden vice. What is the thing that you spend too much time on right now?
Well, Mike was just talking about being Gen Z, and as a 17-year-old girl, something I do all the time, and I need to not do as much, is I'm always on Pinterest. I'm always looking for the next cute collage, and so I think I was doing that. I was sitting in the car and I was like, you know what? I'm kind of bored right now. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to go on Pinterest. And so it's just kind of taken over my life a little bit. But I think that I can hopefully get off of the addiction of Pinterest soon. So
as you think about that, the Pinterest thing, what do you think the Pinterest site would be for Mike? I'm going to not save myself, but what's the Pinterest site Mike should be on?
Oh, that's a good one.
What's my mood board?
Yeah.
Honestly, I would say, you're just so skater vibes. I I have no idea.
Just period.
Yeah, she's just like, you're so
Skater
skater vibes.
vibes.
You're just
I I think there's a camera in here. Have you guys seen the man? Like, he is so skater vibe. Like, that's really all I can say.
Oh, you're gonna have to go around the room before we get done. So, what vibes does Harrison give off, and then what vibes does Pete give off? Because this is the thing I love about Rafa. Rafa doesn't pull any.
It's how it is.
She's just coming in and
is.
just like, I'm swinging. So, go ahead with Harrison and then myself.
Well, I mean, Harrison is not very old, and so I think that he'd be. You kind of put me on the spot here. I have no idea. I feel like, he's behind screen right now. He's cool, computer guy. I'm not sure what he's doing over there, but
pretending to be
all right. We're about to go ahead and put him.
Looking at YouTube
get him
videos.
Incarcerated there. Let's go ahead and pass now. I don't know what he's doing over there, but all right.
I mean, he's doing something great. I'm sure. So.
Okay. My vibe.
Big golfer guy. Cowboys. I mean, we're seeing that. Just overall dad vibes. I mean, that's really all I'm getting from you. Bald head.
They're straight up unk vibes. I'm putting that hat on there.
Dad
She's
vibes.
like trying to be nice. Straight up unk vibes. Okay, so as we lead into the next piece, so we talked about relationships, and you're the finalist. It recognizes women with significant impacts, community impact, leadership role models, professional excellence, commitment, and vision. I want Mike to kind of just relationships, like, why do they matter? How have they impacted you? And kind of have that, just share a little bit with us about that.
Me or
Rafa first, and then
go
Mike
ahead.
kind of just follow up.
Relationship wise, I think that I'm very much like, something that I'm so passionate about is that the fact that everybody who I've ever met in my life has impacted and shaped me into the person who I am today. And so whether that was a negative or a positive interaction, I think everybody who I've ever met before has, I think everybody's just a piece of Play-Doh. And so everybody's kind of put their thumbprint in you a little bit. And so my parents especially are like very big shapers of like my morals and, my ambition and stuff. And then also always my older sister, who's just, so ambitious and so cool. And so I credit her a lot to who I am today. But yeah, I think, if I've ever met you, if I've ever talked to you, you're the reason I'm here today. So.
I think relationships is something I'm thinking a lot about, than just in the terms of how do young people move through life? How do you go from, high school to college and then on? And so much of it is the relationships that we have and the relationships that we build. And so there's this very cool conversation around, like, people always say it's not what you know, it's who you know. And like that in some ways can be really frustrating to certain folks because you're not in proximity to know a lot of people. And to some folks, everybody. So you feel like, okay, I've got it made, But I think that being a person who wants to build positive relationships, if you're listening to this, that's like the superpower today. Like building authentic relationships with humans and like a human connection where like people can talk to one another and build actual relationships, not just over the phone, I think is everything. And so I think relationships are more important today than they've ever been because we have so many artificial connections in our life today. Like my vacuum, my Roomba, I can hit that button on my app and it can clean my house. You know what I mean?
Hang on, Harrison, do you know what a Roomba is?
Yeah.
Okay,
Sweet.
just check.
Yeah. He's got one of those. He's got one of those.
We're doing a vocabulary.
Yeah.
We're gonna have to do a syllabus before we come in.
Tin Cup would have used a Roomba to knock the golf ball in. That was his putter. The Roomba would have been his putter. But yeah, I think that I'm just such a believer that building positive relationships and being a person who's intentionally building relationships, I think is key today. And so I'm a big believer in it, a fan of it. And I think you got to give and sacrifice to build relationships. That's the other part. Like a relationship can't just be something that you take from all the time. Like you actually have to like put effort into it. And I think that's where things break down a lot of times. It's like we're so used to convenience that sometimes putting in effort to things feels like an inconvenience now. And I think that's why relationships can suffer. But I'm a big relationship guy.
I think both of you spoke, and I just want to, Mike sent a note. He said, that's awesome. Congrats, Rafa. You are much wiser than the 52-year-old. So I think that was a direct shot at me for various reasons. I should have looked at it before I said anything. But with that, I always talk about investing in people through purpose. And I think sometimes we talk about relationships and it's just this natural thing. And Mike is always like, that's something we've not been taught. I think oftentimes we think we just assume, be nice to people, follow the golden rule and do this. And then it's like, when you don't do it, it's like you get consequences for it. For those that may struggle or may not have had the playbook for it, how do you invest in people And then what's your purpose? What's your reason for doing that? Give it just an example, or just give one of the step one so they can make that step towards making it fruitful for them.
Yeah, well, I think first part of, making a friendship, making a relationship, and especially being in high school, something I have to do a lot is like I'm sitting next to a new person. I got to find a way to talk to them in order to, have a friend in the class. So I always just like to ask people about themselves. Everybody's lived a different life. And so I think the first part of making a relationship is just asking somebody about themselves. I always kind of have like one question that I'm always asking people, like, if you could, hang out with one person for the rest of your life, who would it be? Or if you, kind of depending on the scenario. And I was hanging out with my friend Friday. And so we were kind of just sitting at the table, just going back and forth with like, what would you do questions, just kind of, getting to know somebody a little bit more. And so I think that's probably my biggest thing with relationships is that, like Mike was kind of saying, it's like, you can't just take the whole time, you got to give a little. And so in that, I love to talk, but I'm great at just shutting up and, listening to other people and letting them kind of say what they need to say and say what they'd like to say and laughing at a joke always. Even if it's not funny, laugh at the joke. And that way you'll make a friend, making a relationship. So
when you called me out. Hey, Mike, before we go to break, what's one thing that you personally have to give in order for a relationship to work?
Time. It's just time. I think showing up for each other. It's the number one. Showing up to we have a 2-month-old, so it's showing up to hold a 2-month-old so your wife can go take a nap or go do something that she needs to do. It's like showing up for your friend if they're in some obscure sport, or if they're in a band and they have a show or a concert or something that a lot of people aren't going to show up to. Like showing up to those things and like genuinely giving time, I think is the number one thing. I think that's where relationships are born.
Awesome. Hey, we're going to go to break here on 93.7 The Ticket, Bigger Than the Score. We'll be back with Mike, Rafa, and Harrison.
Are your feet just killing you and you feel like all hope is lost? Say goodbye to discomfort and hello to pain relief at Brown's Shoe Fit. They offer expert advice along with high-quality products to help you find the right solution tailored to your specific needs. Need a different width? Not a problem. Brown's carries a wide range of widths in store. Brown's Shoe Fit on 66th and Q in Lincoln.
If one of the things running through your mind as a business owner is the recurring worry of possible cyber attacks, you can let out a sigh of relief. Hamilton Business Technologies has you covered. As the official business IT partner of the Huskers, we offer real-time threat monitoring, advanced security protocols, and more to keep your data safe from harm. We care about the success of Nebraska businesses and communities like yours. Learn how we can help you at hamiltonisbusiness.com.
In every office, there's two types of people. There are those who bring in bagels and those who eat the bagels that someone else brought in. Everybody likes the first person. Be that first person. Weekday mornings at 7:30, you have a chance to win a business box of bagels from Bagels & Joe. All you have to do is shut up, Sipple. 2 questions for you, 2 for Sip. Win and the bagels are yours. Lose, well, you don't want to lose.
You lost Monday, you lost Wednesday, you're a loser.
Shut up, Sipple. Weekday mornings at 7:30, brought to you by Bagels & Joe.
Trendy or traditional, Gary Michaels Clothiers specializes in men's tailored clothing. Off the rack or custom made to measure, there is simply no better shopping experience. Offering designer furnishings, sportswear, shoes, outerwear, and accessories for a man always concerned at looking his best. With world-class tailoring and personal service, all makes Gary Michaels Clothiers Nebraska's premier store for men. Come visit us now at Village Gardens, south of 56th and Pine Lake Road in Lincoln.
I'm Kirk Herbstreit, and today I'm eating Raising Cane's.
Herbstreit's in the drive-thru again. Oh, hey, Kirk. What can I get you today?
I want a solid bench of 4 chicken fingers that are real difference makers. Sprinkle cut fries with dynamic ridge patterns, Texas toast, and cane sauce with an air of smugness that comes from knowing you're the best. Now back to you, Todd.
So the usual.
Make Raising Cane's part of your game day lineup. One love.
Hello, this is Mary Pat Waite. I've had the privilege of working with Lincoln families as their realtor for more than 31 years. And I'm so proud to be associated with MP Dodge Real Estate. For me, your transaction is unique in its own way. My experience allows me to bring you trusted care and a really great outcome. My NP Dodge family shares the same client focus.
Expand your career with NP Dodge. Call Eric at 402-434-2222. Bagels and Joe is the best place to start off your mornings, and you can order your breakfast ahead of time on their app. You can't go wrong with one of their great bagel sandwiches or breakfast burritos. Stop by any of their 4 locations in Lincoln and their location in Seward. Bagels and Joe.
Load up on meat and more this spring at the Mercado by Certified Piedmontese with great selections of T-bones, tomahawks, ribeyes, filet mignon, brisket, sirloin, and so much more. The Mercado has locations at 84th and Havelock, 30th and Yankee Hill, and now 85th and Old Cheney in Lincoln, where you can have $2 draft beer every Thursday night from 4 to 8 p.m. and half-price espresso drinks on Fridays from 8 a.m. to 2 p.m. Get to the Mercado today for the best meat in town.
Harvest season is coming, and Acres has discounted many of our late model John Deere combines. Get thousands in discounts and upgrade for this year's harvest. Plus, you could save even more with interest rates starting as low as 1.9% on select units. Low interest rates combined with our huge discounts, there's not a better time to buy. Visit acres.com for all the details. That's AKRS.com. Restrictions apply. Offer ends August 31st, 2025. Subject to approved financing. Offer may change at any time without notice.
Hey fans, there's more winning at Amigos with the VIP Game Day giveaway. Every app scan is your chance to win premium tickets to a Nebraska football, basketball, and volleyball game, along with exclusive game day perks. And when Nebraska goes to a bowl, the winner also gets 2 tickets, lodging, and airfare to the bowl game. Weekly semifinalists will win free food for a year. Go Big Red. Eat at Amigos and enter to win.
Amigos is celebrating 45 years with exclusive Nebraska Legends collectible cups featuring Tom Osborne, John Cook, and some of your favorite Huskers. For every cup sold, 50 cents goes to teammates. Show your Big Red pride by getting all 4 of these collectible cups at Amigos.
This is Tom Osborne with the Teammates Mentoring Program. We have students on the waiting list for a mentor. We want you to join the team. Learn more about mentoring and support teammates by visiting Amigos.
An overdose can happen in front of you and you might not realize it. Blue lips, slowed breathing, pinpoint pupils, choking sounds, unresponsive to touch or sounds. These signs aren't always obvious, but they can be deadly. Knowing what to do could save your friend, your neighbor, your child. Learn more by visiting myhealthymind.crediblemmind.com so you can be ready before it happens. This message is funded in part by the CDC OD2A grant.
This is former Husker and NFL linebacker Jay Foreman. For years, I've suffered from degenerative problems in both of my ankles, but thanks to a thorough and thought-out plan provided by Advanced Medical Imaging, I was able to get my life back with the least amount of pain as possible. While working through multiple options, the team of physicians at Advanced Medical Imaging were there to answer any questions I had. If you're experiencing any pain at all and want to get your life back, go to amimaging.com or give them a call at 402-484-6677. Advanced Medical Imaging, located at 7601 Pioneers Boulevard.
At Parkview Animal Hospital in Lincoln, it's not just their professional care that sets them apart, but their warm staff and state-of-the-art facilities. Whether it's for a routine checkup or a comprehensive medical procedure, at Parkview, your pet isn't just another number, but a valued member of their caring family. Visit them at pahlincoln.com today and in person just south of 14th and Pine Lake Road. Parkview Animal Hospital, your pet, their passion, for happier, healthier, furry friends.
Limitless Male says, it's all fun and games until your testosterone plummets. Testosterone levels can start falling as early as age 30 with symptoms like no energy, poor sleep, brain fog, belly fat, muscle loss, and mood swings. If this sounds familiar, get your testosterone checked at Limitless Male. We'll get you back in the game with more strength, energy, and confidence. When you feel this good, you'll wonder why you waited so long to get a free consult at Limitless Male. Get scheduled today.
I'm Karen Carr. I've been a realtor for 31 years. When I made a company change 12 years ago, I chose Lincoln First Realty, now NP Dodge. It's the oldest independently owned realty company in the country. Since becoming NP Dodge, we've continued our tradition of community involvement. Our management and staff are always available to offer support in marketing, technology, social media, and educational opportunities.
Expand your career with NP Dodge. Call Eric at 402-434-2222.
Are you looking to upgrade or improve the garage door on your home? This is Cameron Hall of Doors Plus. At Doors Plus, we guarantee to offer a wide selection of options from 5 leading garage door manufacturers as we deliver a free estimate, exact measurements, and rapid installation with a 3 to 5 week time frame. When you choose Doors Plus for your residential garage door needs, you'll work with our experienced technicians and be ensured that your new door seamlessly complements your home. Give us a call at 402-590-5800 or visit us online at doorsplusllc.com. Doors Plus, garage doors and more.
What's better than supporting your favorite radio station and eating delicious Nebraska-made products? Smoking Gun Jerky of Nebraska wants to highlight you, the listener, on the 93.7 The Ticket Wall of Fame at the store. Stop by the store at 48th and R in Lincoln and see their huge variety of small batch gourmet jerky. Or if you're not in the area and want to try some, go to smokinggunjerky.com and enter code EARLY for 10% off your purchase. It's the ultimate low-calorie, high-protein snack at Smoking Gun Jerky of Nebraska.
Back to Bigger Than the Score with Peter Ferguson on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
All right, welcome back to 93.7 The Ticket, Bigger Than the Score. You are joined with Peter Ferguson, I already said, and Harrison on the ones and twos. We've got Mike Smith in studio and Rafa, who we've had a couple laughs here. I think it's a whole nother show. I don't even say a segment. It's a whole nother show of learning the past. I don't even know what the title might be, items from your past. And so not only did we do Tin Cup today, we talked about Blockbuster, we talked about rotary phones. I mean, we're just Walkmans, we're going on and on. But with that being said, it's been an awesome segment. We've been talking about relationships. Rafa is a finalist for the Journal Star Inspire Women's event that's going to be held on Wednesday. If you're looking for tickets, unfortunately, it's sold out, but there'll be some stuff in the paper. It'll be held at Pinnacle Bank Arena. Rafa is a finalist for the Young Leaders Award and then also up for Woman of the Year. And I think that's important just in a lot of ways, just because when you think about impact, role, being a role model, leadership, professional excellence, commitment, and vision, at the age of 17, she's done all that. And I think sometimes people feel like they have to wait in order to be able to do that. And so she talked about individuals in relationships of people that have been, and Mike has hit me this term, and I think we shared it when we were kind of with each other, that too many people say, like, who's a hero in your life, or who's a role model, somebody's been a superhero that you looked up to. And we both like the term, like, who have been Sherpas in your life? Who has been somebody that has been a Sherpa, somebody that's guided you, handed you off to others, and then comes back maybe to support and then serves as that catalyst. And you mentioned your sister earlier, and we'd like to say that we actually have your sister, Reem, on the phone. And so she is piped in studio. Reem, how you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
Good. And so you are live on air on 93.7 The Ticket, Bigger Than the Score, with all of us, as you've heard. And we've got your sister here, as you might know, who has showered you with some affirmations. So, Rafa, you want to say hi to your sister?
Hey, Reem.
Hi.
Well, we wanted to plug and pump you in because she has spoken about you. But Reem, first off, tell us a little bit about your sister. If you were to give an introduction to her and she was given a keynote or something somewhere, how would you introduce this? How would you introduce this superstar?
A lot of pressure. I would say Rafa is a high school senior who's wise beyond her years. She's been an active champion of advocacy, diversity, equity, and inclusion, leadership, so many other traits for honestly her entire K through 12 education, but genuinely her 4 years in high school. She's done so much work and so much and has led so many groups. It's shocking that she's only 17 years old. I would say that she's also a really passionate and caring person. Those around her that she cares about, and like those in like her family and her friends, truly reap the benefits of being around her. She's always finding ways to kind of spread the love or spread the blessings, whether that means like including her friends in like the activities she does, or like finding ways that they can also get involved with things that she's in, or simply just wanting to make sure that who she's around is like doing well and succeeding, and even if that's at the expense of like her own time or energy. Yeah, I go on forever, but I think that Rafa is a really great leader and a really great student and person. And I definitely think that she's like leaps and bounds ahead of like where I was at her age, like emotionally, socially, as a leader, as a person, as a student.
Wow. Well, the reason that, and that's incredible. And that was a heck of a speech intro, if that's what's coming. But when before the show, we were talking about, we were asking Rafa, who's the voice in your head? Who's the person that kind of pushes you and you look up to? And she said it was you. And so we wanted just to kind of have that conversation and just sort of like tee up sort of what your big sister has meant to you and how she's sort of pushed you and driven you. And I think there are probably a lot of siblings out there who are going to relate to this sort of conversation, but you two probably haven't been able to have this conversation before. And so we just wanted to sometimes acknowledge the Sherpas or the coaches or mentors in our life. And so maybe this is a moment for you to tell your big sister kind of the things that she's meant to you.
Yeah, well, I was telling Mike and Pete before this that like me and Reem are like so unserious. Like we're not ever like the things she said about me are so kind and everything. But like there's nothing I'd ever or like we would ever talk about in real life. We're always kind of like joking and laughing together. And so, but something that I always tell whenever people ask for like who's a motivator in your life, who's somebody who's pushed you, is I always say my older sister because she's just like really ambitious and she was talking about all the great things I've done, but she's done her very fair share of like very awesome things. And so whenever I'm like, I don't want to do my best, I'll just, coast in life. I'm always like, you know what, she's doing what she's doing. So I've got to step up. And so I've always kind of used her as like my pusher in life of like, if she can do, and we've lived, pretty similar lives, her being my older sister and stuff. So she's doing what she can do, I can do it and hopefully do it, better. So she's always just been kind of somebody who's like, pushed me to do what she's doing and then go beyond that. And so I have to credit her for a lot of the things that I've done in life because I would never have even, been able to be the person I am if it wasn't for all the sacrifices she's made before that. So, yeah.
Rafa, talk a little bit about some of the shared experiences that you've had, but then also what are some of the different experiences or a different experience that you've had because of her providing that, and I don't want to say push in a bad way, but maybe that guidance, that soothing hand that's on the back, of guiding you.
Well, something super embarrassing is that I didn't even know my address until I was in 8th grade because my older sister had always done all of that.
Did she do that on purpose? Reem, was that done on purpose?
Honestly, I don't know. I feel like one day she just like locked in. It was like I wouldn't trust her with anything, and then one day she stepped up, and I don't know if like it was conscious or not, but that's true. Like I probably wouldn't have even let her like look at a form before. I don't know when, and now she fills them out by herself. So, and no one even consults me. So it's impressive.
Yeah, I think she just kind of took care of everything, especially having like immigrant parents. I'm sure a lot of people who have that same experience can relate to this. Like my older sister kind of just. She was the third parent in the house in terms of like, if I had a question about something, like I'd probably go to her first because, she would have that like connective, like we can both speak English, but we can also both speak Arabic. And so like for some of the things my parents didn't know how to do, I'd always like be like, hey, Reem, can you help me with this? But then I kind of realized that like one time we were sitting and it was like 3 a.m. and she was like, we were kind of just having like a heart to heart. And it was like, wow, like she does so much, like I've got to kind of step up too. And, now that she's like moved out and stuff, I'm definitely like, my younger brother always comes up and he's like, hey, can you help me with this? Hey, like, what's our address? What's this? What's that? And I'm like, oh my gosh, so annoying. But I was like, that was me, like, a couple of years ago. Like, I got to give him some grace because that was me too. So, yeah, I just say like, whenever I'm kind of like frustrated with something, I'm like, Reem's probably done this before. I can go talk to her. And also, I'd like to give her, a shout out. She gives me a lot of great fashion advice too. I kind of am always relying on her closet. So, yeah.
Fantastic. So you talked about things locking in, your brother and everything else. Talk about just why female leadership. You talked about your brother a little bit, but you've spoken a lot about your mom. Both of you have. And so talk about just the importance of having females in your life that have had relationships or have shown you leadership. And Reem, I want to start with you first, and then Rafa, speak to that.
Yeah, absolutely. I think because we're girls, it's so important to look up to female leaders. There's so many times in my life when I'm like doing something or I achieve something, where I'm like, I'm the first woman in my lineage to ever have an opportunity like this. Even just being a college student in the United States, kind of just like a regular rite of passage here in this country, but I'm the first person to study in this country, especially like a Western country, and get the opportunities that I get to have. And that comes with a lot of pressure, but also a lot of gratitude. And I try and lead with gratitude in everything that I do, especially when like things get hard or get overwhelming. I realize what a privilege it is to have the experiences I have as a woman in the current state of this world. And then also coming from immigrant parents and coming from parents who like sacrificed everything, especially my mom. Even like when I was younger, my mother didn't finish her college degree before she got married, but there was a period of time when I was like one or 2 years old, that her and I went back to we lived in Dubai at the time, my parents and I, and we went back to our home country of Sudan for like 9 months, just me and her without my dad, for her to finish her degree. And she would always, her and my uncles and aunts would tell me stories of like her having to leave and them having to like deal with me crying for like 5 hours so she could like go and get her, or do her classes and things like that. And just thinking of like how resilient my mother has been and how she kind of puts us above herself in every aspect, kind of shows me, I mean, and my father does the same exact thing, but I think for a woman, it's definitely a different perspective where like there's not always that expectation to excel or succeed in certain spaces. And now in everything that I do, when I'm like finding out about a new opportunity or interested in doing something new, and I like see a woman, especially a woman of color, leading in that position, it definitely is like kind of an affirmation that like I belong here, or I should try and do this thing. And I think it's just really important, especially like when I meet younger girls, like I feel like you have to kind of like unlock that part of yourself, like realizing like I might have it a little bit harder, but I deserve this opportunity, or did deserve to take up space just as much as others. And that happened for me pretty late in my educational career, I would say. But once it did, I attribute it all to like female leaders, like my mother, like friends I've had, mentors. Yeah.
Awesome. Thank you.
Yeah, well, I think one thing that Reem said that really resonated with me is that, like, as females, we don't really have that expectation to succeed. I think in life, it's kind of like, man's got the science, he's got the math, he's got all of that, on lock, and then a female is just kind of like housework. And I think that we've kind of, as a society, stepped away from that narrative, but it's kind of still something that I see lingering. And I work at the Belmont Community Center, so I'm like, it's an after-school program where I work with kids and stuff. And so whenever I'm kind of helping with homework, I kind of see the girls who are like, one of them was like, I don't know how to do this. I'm just going to ask like my brother to do it for me. And I was like, no, like you've got this, like, you know how to do it and you'll learn how to do it. Even if you don't know how, like now, I'll help you with it. You'll learn and you'll be able to do it, and you'll be able to do it better than him too. So it's just kind of like, something I see that's like a deferrent, like, if I can't do it, I'm sure a male can do it. And people kind of try to talk about how like men are like the natural born leaders. But I think as females, it's kind of like we have that in a different way. As women, like it's, it's not just, in terms of like academics, it's kind of in terms of like everything else in life. Like my mom has just always been such a great, like, motivator for me, because she just knows, like, I don't know, like I think she just kind of knows how to do everything. And so I can always go to her and be like, help. And, she just kind of knows how to do it. And so I'm, forever grateful for her. But yeah.
What an awesome, just, to see it passed down from your mom to your big sister to you. And I even think about your little brother getting to see such an incredible lineage there as he's grown up too. It's what an incredible thing. So we're going to take a break real quick. You're listening to 93.7 The Ticket. This is Bigger Than the Score.
You've got total control over your money. Like Doug, who runs his game day tailgate like a well-oiled machine.
I got burgers, brats, chicken, dogs, plus all the fixins. And with the UBT Go app, I can track my food spending from anywhere.
Pro move.
They don't call me Grill Sergeant for nothing.
No matter your goals, UBT helps you feel good about reaching them. Union Bank and Trust. Member FDIC.
Harvest season is coming, and Acres has discounted many of our late model John Deere combines. Get thousands in discounts and upgrade for this year's harvest. Plus, you could save even more with interest rates starting as low as 1.9% on select units. Low interest rates combined with our huge discounts, there's not a better time to buy. Visit acres.com for all the details. That's AKRS.com. Restrictions apply. Offer ends August 31st, 2025. Subject to approved financing. Offer may change at any time without notice.
Hey fans, there's more winning at Amigos with the VIP Game Day giveaway. Every app scan is your chance to win premium tickets to a Nebraska football, basketball, and volleyball game, along with exclusive game day perks. And when Nebraska goes to a bowl, the winner also gets 2 tickets, lodging, and airfare to the bowl game. Weekly semifinalists will win free food for a year. Go Big Red. Eat at Amigos and enter to win.
Amigos is celebrating 45 years with exclusive Nebraska Legends collectible cups featuring Tom Osborne, John Cook, and some of your favorite Huskers. For every cup sold, 50 cents goes to teammates. Show your Big Red pride by getting all 4 of these collectible cups at Amigos.
This is Tom Osborne with the Teammates Mentoring Program. We have students on the waiting list for a mentor. We want you to join the team. Learn more about mentoring and support teammates by visiting Amigos.
An overdose can happen in front of you and you might not realize it. Blue lips, slowed breathing, pinpoint pupils, choking sounds, unresponsive to touch or sounds. These signs aren't always obvious, but they can be deadly. Knowing what to do could save your friend, your neighbor, your child. Learn more by visiting myhealthymind.crediblemmind.com so you can be ready before it happens. This message is funded in part by the CDC OD2A grant.
This is former Husker and NFL linebacker Jay Foreman. For years, I've suffered from degenerative problems in both of my ankles, but thanks to a thorough and thought-out plan provided by Advanced Medical Imaging, I was able to get my life back with the least amount of pain as possible. While working through multiple options, the team of physicians at Advanced Medical Imaging were there to answer any questions I had. If you're experiencing any pain at all and want to get your life back, go to amimaging.com or give them a call at 402-484-6677. Advanced Medical Imaging, located at 7601 Pioneers Boulevard.
At Parkview Animal Hospital in Lincoln, it's not just their professional care that sets them apart, but their warm staff and state-of-the-art facilities. Whether it's for a routine checkup or a comprehensive medical procedure, at Parkview, your pet isn't just another number, but a valued member of their caring family. Visit them at pahlincoln.com today and in person just south of 14th and Pine Lake Road. Parkview Animal Hospital, your pet, their passion for happier, healthier, furry friends.
Limitless Male says it's all fun and games until your testosterone plummets. Testosterone levels can start falling as early as age 30 with symptoms like no energy, poor sleep, brain fog, belly fat, muscle loss, and mood swings. If this sounds familiar, get your testosterone checked at Limitless Male. We'll get you back in the game with more strength, energy, and confidence. When you feel this good, you'll wonder why you waited so long to get a free consult at Limitless Male. Get scheduled today.
I'm Karen Carr. I've been a realtor for 31 years. When I made a company change 12 years ago, I chose Lincoln First Realty, now NP Dodge. It's the oldest independently owned realty company in the country. Since becoming NP Dodge, we've continued our tradition of community involvement. Our management and staff are always available to offer support in marketing, technology, social media, and educational opportunities.
Expand your career with NP Dodge. Call Eric at 402-434-2222.
Are you looking to upgrade or improve the garage door on your home? This is Cameron Hall of Doors Plus. At Doors Plus, we guarantee to offer a wide selection of options from 5 leading garage door manufacturers as we deliver a free estimate, exact measurements, and rapid installation with a 3 to 5 week time frame. When you choose Doors Plus for your residential garage door needs, you'll work with our experienced technicians and be ensured that your new door seamlessly complements your home. Give us a call at 402-590-5800 or visit us online at DoorsPlusLLC.com. Doors Plus, garage doors, and more.
Back to Bigger Than the Score with Peter Ferguson on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
All right, welcome back to 93.7 The Ticket, Bigger Than the Score. This is Peter Ferguson. We've got a full studio today and also someone online with Harrison on the ones and twos. We've got Mike Smith here, a storyteller, community builder, and a guide. And then we've got Rafa, who is, we keep saying, but we are extremely proud of her, as well as a number of other females around the community, is a finalist that will be honored at the Women's Inspire event celebration by the Journal Star. And so please, if you don't get a chance, check that out. Check the link online. It'll be a great opportunity to see the impact many individuals are making. And then we've got Rafa's sister, Reem, who is on the phone lines that did not know she was going to get called today and be live on air. So thanks for being here, Reem. Hey, we've got a quick segment here. And so we want Rafa to start off really briefly. If you were on an elevator and you were having a conversation with your sister, what's a piece of advice, some affirmation, or just some goodwill that you'd share to her? And we're going to have Reem, you're going to do the same thing.
I'd say just something really simple. It's just probably thanks. I don't think it's something that I say often enough to Reem. Like, I think I'm a very thankful person, but it's just kind of hard to articulate it. But I think as simple as just a thank you kind of goes, the whole way. So just thanks. Yeah. Awesome.
You got up to that 10th floor. Reem, what's a piece of advice that you'd give after you heard that? You're on the elevator, you got to get to the 20th floor. Something, a snapshot, something you'd want to say to her that she would hear before she got off the elevator to continue on with her life.
I'd probably say always take up space. Every opportunity, every area that you want to be in, that you want to exist in, deserves you and would be lucky to have you. So don't sell yourself short in any aspect.
That's so powerful in so many ways. Hey, we've got Mike Smith here. Mike, summarize what you've heard today. And then obviously this is was a pilot and a template to something that you're going to be doing as you're going to be taking up space here at the 93.7 The Ticket shortly.
I love that, take up space. I always say, make them deal with you. Whatever space you're going to hop into, you got to make them deal with you. And so, which you're doing a good job of, clearly. I think we have just seen the power of when a really solid example is set. Look at the trickle effect, from your mom to your older sister to you. There's no doubt your brother's going to see that. It's just what a lineage of powerful women leaders who are taking up space, showing up and doing the work. And you're also just awesome. You're awesome people. You're kind and compassionate and caring and giving, because the world can be kind of cutthroat out there, but you've just got such a great perspective and ambition about you. So I would just say it's awesome. It's awesome to see. And I would love to meet I'd really truly love to meet your mom. She sounds like such a fantastic person. I'd love to meet her someday.
Mike, you'll be starting on
you
September
can catch
30th?
me September 30th every Tuesday from 5 to 6 p.m. during your drive time. I'll be hosting a new show called Your Weekly Disrupt. We'll be disrupting drive time. So you can check us on Tuesdays.
Rafa, thank you. Reem, thank you for your friendship, your investment. 93.7 The Ticket, Bigger Than the Score, because every play has a purpose. We'll see you next week.
At Valentino's, we're on a mission for tradition. On every slice, for every bite. Golden baked crust, cooked to perfection every time. Savory sweet sauce that's made from our